Hello all, this is the Ex Libris Channel, and today we are going to cover the bloodiest battles that have changed history. Interesting subject. Course, wars are not good, but without some events in history, we cannot imagine our present. Let us move on to our top. 6th place. The Kiev Battle in 1941. The Kiev Battle, also known as the Kiev Cauldron, was the Great Patriotic War, a large-scale battle between the USSR and Germany, which lasted from July to September 1941 and ended in the Red Army defeat and encirclement. Total German losses, 110,481 people. The USSR losses, 18,189 men. Defeat at Kiev was a heavy blow for the Red Army. The Southwestern Front defeat opened the way for the enemy to reach the eastern Ukraine, the Donbass. On the other hand, the enemy army diversion allowed the Soviet command to prepare for the Moscow defense. 5th place. The Kursk Battle. Started on the July 5, 1943, and ended on the August 23 that year, also known as the Kursk Bulge Battle. The battle aim was the German troops' defeat by the Red Army. It is one of the World War II and the Great Patriotic War key battles. In historiography, it is considered the largest, greatest tank battle in history. During the battle, the total losses on the USSR part were 500,000 persons, about 3,000 tanks, and at least 1,600 planes. According to German sources, 103,600 killed and missing on the entire Eastern Front. 433,933 wounded. In the aftermath, the Red Army won. In addition, Germany lost the ability to conduct major strategic offensive operations on the Eastern Front. 4th place. The Stalingrad Battle. The Stalingrad Battle is the World War II and the Great Patriotic War, one of most important and largest general battles between the Red Army and the Nazi Germany armed forces, which ended in victory for the former. The battle took place from July 17, 1942, until February 2, 1943, on the modern Voronezh, Rostov, Volgograd regions and the Kalmyk Republic territory. The Germany and its allies' offensive lasted from July 17 to November 18, 1942. The aim was to capture the Don Big Bend, the Volgodonsk Isthmus and Stalingrad, modern Volgograd. This plan implementation would have blocked transport links between the USSR central regions and the Caucasus. The Red Army victory, after defeats a series in 1941 to 1942, marked a radical turnaround beginning, capture by the Strategic Initiative Soviet Command, not only in the Great Patriotic War, but in the Second World War all. Losses on the USSR part were 478,741 people. On the Germany and the Allies part, 300,000 men. 3rd place. The Dnieper Battle, the Great Patriotic War in the 1943 second half combined strategic operations on the Dnieper banks. Up to 4 million people took part in the battle on both sides, and its front stretched for 750 kilometers. Commander Georgy Konstantinovich Zhukov led the Soviet army. Soviet losses ranged from 400,000 to 1,200,000 men. According to German data, total losses, 279,997 persons. The Dnieper Battle revealed another major defeat for the Germany and its allies' forces. The Red Army, which Hitler had intended to stop for a long time at the Dnieper, not only was not stopped, but in a short time, it forced the largest rivers won in Europe on a broad front. 2nd place. The Berlin Battle. The Berlin Strategic Offensive was the last strategic operations won in which the Red Army occupied Berlin, resulting in Germany's unconditional surrender. The operation lasted for 17 days, from April 16 to May 2, 1945, during which the Soviet armies moved to the west from 100 to 220 kilometers. Political and military situation, developed by April 1945, required from the Soviet command in the shortest terms to prepare and carry out the operation on the German army's grouping defeat on the Berlin direction, Berlin capture and an exit to the River Elbe. Losses on the Soviet data. About 400,000 killed. About 380,000 war prisoners. Losses according to Western data. Up to 100,000 killed, 220,000 wounded, 480,000 war prisoners. The battle resulted in the German troops' largest grouping destruction, the German capital capture, and the German military and political leadership capture. First place. The Moscow Battle. The Moscow Battle is defending Moscow in operation against German forces from September 30th, 1941 to April 20th, 1942. The Moscow Battle included the Moscow 1941 Strategic Defensive Operation, the Moscow 1941 to 1942 Strategic Offensive Operation, and others. The Moscow Battle is the turning points won in the World War II and the Great Patriotic War. German losses during the battle whole period were from 1,130,000 to 1,280,000 people. The USSR lost 936,644 persons. The battle ended only in 1942, thanks, among other things, to Great Britain. During negotiations in 1941, the British side confirmed that military equipment, ammunition, and other products deliveries needed by the Soviet Union would continue in 1942, and their volume would increase. Despite the war's harsh, brutal conditions, and the battle's sometimes lethal outcomes, these battles are history and integral part. Who knows what would be happening in the world today if these battles' outcome had been different? The Ex Libris Channel was with you. Put varnishes, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so as not to miss the release of new videos.